It's media day. We are talking with Kendall Brewer from McKinney North, and we are talking about 5A Division One. Man, I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but your bus driver must be happy as heck that you're out of the old district where you're traveling all over the place and far, far from home, and you're a lot closer now. So that's a positive. But I don't know. How do you feel about being in the Frisco district? Because it almost feels like you're impeding on a little party that you may not have been invited to, but you're coming in there anyway. How do you feel about being in that Frisco ISD district and being away from that all the travel?
Yeah, we do feel like the new kids on the block, and we're stepping into a party that's been going on for a long time. But we're excited about the challenge. This is a really good league. It's a deep league, and from a travel perspective, obviously, things are going to be a little easier on the logistics end and the travel expense end and all that. But the level of competition is something we're excited about, and I'm anxious to get going and learn about these guys and compete versus them.
Yeah, you talked about the competitive of this district in the past. It seemed to always come down to five teams fighting for six spots. It was Frisco, it was Reedy, Lone Star Heritage, and Wakeland. And now you can kind of make that thing six for four. Obviously, you can't speak this way. It's going to be everybody fighting it. But for an outsider, that's just another person to kind of jump into the party here. Looking at the top end of this district and some of these coaches like Chad Cole and Rayburn and Herbert and players like and guys like that, what's it going to be like to kind of match up against coaches, not just teams, but coaches that maybe you haven't faced in quite some time?
Yeah, I think that we kind of expect for there to be a little different style of play, and those guys obviously do a tremendous job and have for a long time, and there's an element of competition in that regard too. Those guys are established. And they've been competing versus each other for a long time, and we're stepping into a situation where we're going to get to compete against them now. And we've always kind of watched, even though they're right down the road, we've kind of watched from afar for a long time, and now we're going to get to see them up close and personal. So, exciting opportunity.
Yeah, taking a look at the Bulldogs from last year, obviously one of my favorite games was one that I was at the Lancaster game where not only did you guys played hard, but you certainly pounced on every opportunity that you could get. Any mistake that happened, whether it was an emotional mistake from Lancaster or just turnovers, you pounced on it, you turned that into a W. That kind of opportunistic type play is a way you can scrap out wins here, which you may need because a lot of your skill position players like Jaden Walker and Hitchcock and are you guys done with Markowitz players? I don't know. It seems like there's a
We're out of
lot more.
market boys, yes, sir.
You're out of them. So with a maybe a more youthful team, I know Camp Powell's coming back. Is that kind of how you're gonna kind of do to kind of be a little opportunistic and get some, make sure you make turnovers turn into points?
Sure, we hope to be, and we're going to do everything we can to build those small successes that lead to winning games, and that's not ever going to change. And we are breaking in a lot of new faces, and I will say our sub-varsity groups last year were relatively strong, and we feel really good about the kids that are stepping into some of these voids left by the outgoing senior class. And I think that as they play more and more and come together more and more, hopefully we're playing our best ball there in the end of October and early November. And we like the ingredients we have now. We just got to bring it all together and get it all pointing in the right direction.
Yeah, maybe talk about, since I mentioned the players that are graduating, maybe talk about a player or two that the public may not know a lot about that you expect big things out of this year, or at least hope that they can step up and be kind of a leader for this team.
Sure, we have five offensive linemen that are coming back, and so we've got some experience there, and kids that have played some substantial football for us. Cam Powell, obviously Oklahoma State commit receiver and multiple time first team All District receiver coming back. We've got two guys at running back that we feel really strongly about. Across the board, we've had a strong off season and a good spring ball. And I think that the water's kind of risen the boats, if you will, and some kids have really stepped up, really across the board, But that running back group, we've got two of them. One's Orlandis Nelson. Orlandis played some last year in kind of a backup role to Jaden Walker, and then we've got another kid named Greg Ard. And we kind of expect those two guys to man the backfield for us, which is a big part of what we do offensively. We expect to be good there. We've got a collection of young receivers that'll kind of co-star with Cam out there. We've got a group of 2 or 3 quarterbacks right now that are all kind of vying for starting spot. But again, in all these areas, we feel strongly about the kids we have that are competing for these roles. Defensively, we've got a couple back. Namdi Mekawulu is coming back. He was an all-district inside linebacker last year. And we've got some kids back in the secondary as well. Emmanuel Crosby's back. DeKalen Tyler's back. And those kids have all had, again, really good off seasons. They played substantial football for us last year, and we expect them to step up and be high caliber players for us this year.
Excellent. And I guess to finish things out here, as in almost every Division I district, there's 9 teams in there, so that leaves you with 2 non-district games. Maybe tell us who you're playing in the non-district and what you hope to get for those games. Get out of those games as you head into district play in week 3.
Yeah, our district opener, excuse me, is versus Lone Star. And so, it's important that we get off to as fast of a start as we can. We're scrimmaging Eaton High School, and then we're going to play Wiley East week 1. That's on August 30th. And then we're going to play Justin Northwest week 2. And so, that's 2 high-quality 6A opponents. We have a little bit of a history with Northwest, and Wiley East, they do a great job out there too, and that program is really kind of on the rise. And so we're excited about it. We're excited to go play those guys and be a good challenge for us, get us up to speed heading into that district slate that we'll be facing.
Perfect, Coach. Boy, I appreciate you joining us. I can't wait for this 5A Division I. And I know we're 2 months away, but let's get ready. I'm ready for it.
Yes, sir. We're ready too. Thank you.